The following podcast is taken from a live broadcast on Inspire FM.
Any health advice given, whether general, diet, physical or spiritual, is general only and must be verified by your doctor. If you need medical advice, please consult a doctor.
Assalamu alaikum to all our listeners and viewers. Good evening. I welcome you all to another exciting and educating edition of the Health and Fitness Show. To the very first show of this new decade. Yes, indeed. Today is the 2nd of January 2020. Yes, indeed. We just started a new decade yesterday. And today is the very first show of the Health and Fitness Show of 2020. Yes, this is a 2020 which will last 365 days. A very long 2020. I'm your host, Fahad Matin, for today's show, and I hope and pray that all of us are fit and healthy by the grace of Almighty Allah. I do pray that we all had a nice and positive week so far. Most of them were a bit kind of celebrations, starting of the new year, and a bit of some holidays here and there. Some of us were working on those days as well, but most of us, even kids, are on their holidays. So as I said, I do pray that we all had a nice and positive week so far and a very nice and positive start of this new year as well as the decade. As I said earlier, this program is broadcasting live from the studios of Inspire FM today on the 2nd of January 2020. And casting is positive vibes to all our lovely people in Luton. And the surrounding areas of Luton like Dunstable, Harpenden, Bedford. And our positive airways reaching all the listeners across you who are listening us using Inspire FM website or web app. Also, all the viewers who are viewing us on Facebook. If you do want to view us on Facebook, please go to Facebook and click on the Inspire FM Facebook page link and click the live link. And if you are unfortunately listening to this show on Sunday or any other Thursday, that means it's repeat. But hey ho, as I said earlier, today is the 2nd of January 2020. So we arrived today. As we know, we cover different health informative topics every single week and week after week. So today's topic, what we are doing a bit kind of a catch up and a mop up of what we have done last year, but especially what are we doing next year, i.e. the topic of today's show is... New beginning. Yes, indeed. The topic of this show today, our show today, is called the new beginning. And in this new beginning, as I have informed all of us, that it's a new decade which has been started. It's a new year which has been started yesterday. So it's kind of customary to start our lives in a new beginning way. And today I have very special two people who always supported me throughout the last year as well. My fellow hosts for this show. So as people have now noticed during the last year, I'm not the sole host of this show. I've been I'm one of the hosts of this show, although I'm part of the main team of this Inspire FM who started this health and fitness show, or shall I say take over health and fitness show 6 years ago. But now the show has moved on and it has become bigger and better. So when something becomes bigger and better, it always required some extra help and support from our fellow team members. And as I said, fellow team members, let me introduce my team members, my fellow friends who are I can say my partners in crime, my fellow host who normally look after the show, took over the show at the time when I'm not here, and they have their own days as well. Joining me in the studios, our very own fitness guru, who is known by many different talents and names, and he is winner of many different things. He is always as I said, he's with this with us on this show before I started doing this show. He was a regular guest, but now he's taken on the host seats. Our very own brother Leo Nazir. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Walaikum salam.
How are you today?
I'm fine, brother. And yourself?
Alhamdulillah. Welcome back after a long break.
Yes, it's been a good few months since I've actually been on live myself.
Yes, indeed. And also joining me on in the studio is a person who literally helped me in many different ways. In many different ways, he's one of those people who is inspired me to make this show even better in many different ways. Most of the times, I do not have to worry about anything about the show or the guest, because he has covered all those things. He has covered all those bases. Before I think about it, he has put things in places which I am still grateful and thankful. And he is none other than my very, very best friend, Suliman Rafiq. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. How are you, Fahad?
Alhamdulillah, brother. Alhamdulillah. It's a new beginning. It's a new era. It's a new decade.
Awesome.
Alhamdulillah. How are you, bro?
Alhamdulillah, I'm very well. Very, very well.
It's really nice to see lovely faces, smiles, big smiles on our faces.
It's strange having us the three together.
Exactly. It's the first time.
It's the first time.
Yeah, it's the very first time. It's the very first time.
Yeah.
All three hosts together.
We've had a lot of WhatsApp messages between the three of us, but we've never sat in the same room.
So three amigos are back together.
There you go. Excellent.
So, as I was saying earlier, this show today is a bit kind of unique. The topic of the show is a new beginning, and definitely when there's a new beginning, we always want to know what people have their thinking about the new beginning, and what they thought about how they need to start their beginning. So I need interaction from our listeners as well. So listeners, if you have any questions or queries or even comments about our topic tonight, please get in touch. Definitely get in touch with us. Call us, text us, WhatsApp us. Get in touch with us. Inform us how you have started your new year, what you have planned for New Year's. One of the common things people do is make resolutions. So tell us about your resolutions. What resolutions you have made. What things you have planned to change in your life, or for this year. Or if you have seen yourself in now and a decade before, what changes you have seen physically, mentally, and spiritually in your life. Please get in touch with us by calling us on 01582 481822. I repeat, 01582 481822. Or you can call us, text us, or WhatsApp us. Or in fact, text us or WhatsApp us on our mobile number, which is 07779 481822. I repeat, 07779 481822. Man, I must say I'm extremely excited, and I have no idea what I'm saying. I'm just saying it for the sake of saying it because I'm so excited. But anyhow, let's start our show by asking our brothers what they have made this year's resolution. Let's start with you, Leo.
Well, my resolution, I don't normally make a New Year's resolution. I try to do the same thing throughout every year for the last...
Reducing and gaining again.
Well, yes, I mean, when it comes to, obviously, we're talking about mainly fitness here and exercise. I try to keep fit most of the year, around Christmas time, and because it's colder in the winter, we allow our bodies to take on a little bit extra fat to keep us a little bit more warm. So basically at that stage, to be quite honest, this month has been for me a bit of a month where I have eaten a bit, out and about, as it were, a lot of takeaways really to put on a little bit of fat to keep myself warm. To be honest though, it's not been that bad this winter. Start of winter, but it's not that cold. So considering what time of year we're in, I think we're doing quite well. So my New Year's resolution is just basically keeping everything together, still keep training, hopefully, inshallah, and keep the faith going, really, brother. That's what it is.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And Suli, or as Suleiman Rafiq, as I call Suli, as I've learned, you've been known as Suli. So Suli, tell us, what's your New Year resolution?
Yeah, it's similar to Leo. I don't have a habit of keeping New Year's resolutions, mainly because in the past when I normally get to about the 4th of January and realise I've
made a wrong resolution.
Yeah, I should have done so. I should have picked something different. But funnily enough, I was thinking about it in terms of
giving up already.
No. On the 2nd of January.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it in terms of, one thing I've noticed I'm really, really not good at: drinking water. I'm really not good at drinking water. I have a real sweet tooth, and so whenever I have any drinks, they're generally with flavoured and this kind of stuff. And I was thinking to myself, if there was one thing that even I could keep to, is trying to drink some more water, every day. So the last few days I have made a conscious effort that just before going to bed, just making sure I have a glass of water. And so, but I think in terms of why I'm sharing that really is more in relation to everyone's on their own journey, aren't they? It's not realistic for us to sit here and say, come on guys, go out there, it's a New Year's resolution, go and start running 10k every day, or whatever it might be. I think what my point is that it should be individual to yourself, and you should be realistic and honest with yourself in terms of what can you realistically achieve.
It can be as simple as that. What your goal is. Not, to be honest, I agree with brother here. I have the same issue. Water, for me, just plain water, is difficult a lot of times. And yes, I'd normally have low-fat flavoured water or something that I pick up, which I can then drink in bulk, compared to maybe struggling on a 2-litre bottle for the whole day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what he's trying to say, I think, is these goals don't have to be big, unachievable goals. Something like that is very important. That the body does need fuel inside. Water is one of the main things that helps transport stuff around the body. But people, don't do that. And the only way to try to make something out of it is, like you said, that's a good start. And I admit, really, I'm lacking on that myself. I have flavoured water, and that's a start for me as well. That's a good journey, I think. Water, everybody should be having, and like we've discussed on many programs before, in quite a few doses. Fahad, just a quick question: how much do you have consume in a day, do you think? I think last time you said it was pretty good.
Alhamdulillah, I'm still very good, and Alhamdulillah, water is something which is, if I say that I'm a fish, I drink water like fish, so it won't be wrong, because some days I end up running to the bathroom like every hour, and this is one of the other things which I do. I have a big bottle, like a 75 ml bottle, 750 ml bottle, which I finish at least while I'm working. I finish 3 of those bottles every single day. While I'm working between 9 to 5, and then at home as well, I drink at least 2 liters of water. So plus minus, I drink between 3 to 5 liters water every single day.
It's very good.
And this is a minimum
There you
intake.
go, Leo. There's once again, we're trying to catch Fahad. Once again,
Of
we're
course.
trying to catch Fahad.
Well, there are some things where I need to catch both of you because, as you can see, I have bulked up quite a bit on my ab area. I have a big fat belly, unfortunately, which I need to reduce. And alhamdulillah, you guys don't have that. You have nice 6, 8 packs, 4 packs, and I have one big, massive belly pack. But yeah, with water, one of the things, on a serious note, with water, one of the things which I have personally noticed is taking sips on a regular basis, instead of, because one of the very bad things people do, they pick water and they gulp it all in one go, or gulp it in 3 sips. As it says in Sunnah that you have to drink water in 3 sets, so 1, 2 and 3, and it has multiple features, because if you drink water all in one go, it goes up and it goes down. The fast, third law of motion, the faster, the higher they go, the quicker they fall. Exactly that thing applies to water as well. But if you take it in sips, slow and steady when the race works perfectly fine. And then you can have more water throughout the day with a nice intake. And you can see it when you are executing out in terms of urine as well. The color of the urine will be changed as well.
To more clear.
Yeah, more clear, more brighter, rather than pale yellow.
And I think the other thing as well is that, like, alhamdulillah, we're all parents.
Yes.
And, trying to get our kids to drink more water as well. Because I know we've spoken a number of times on the show about oral health in Luton. People, a lot of children having very poor teeth. And actually one of the things is because a lot of the kids are drinking very sugar-dense drinks. And so again, not just for adults but for children as well, to try and encourage them to drink more water.
Indeed,
it's a struggle that I've got with my kids, to try and get them drinking more water.
In fact, that is something which is not yourself struggles with the kids. It's pretty much all of us.
Yeah, quite a few of us. I have the same issue myself, to be honest.
You have 4 boys, 3 boys.
Yeah, I got 3 boys.
I have 2 boys. You have
a boy and a girl.
Oh, you're a boy and a girl. So you have two beautiful kids. I have 2 kids. You have 3 kids. And unfortunately, combine us, all the kids do not drink enough water.
Just between us. I mean, yeah.
And this is something which we all agreed upon, and we are the parents who are well informed and well trained in order to guide our kids properly. We provide enough hours of the day to give them necessary care which they need. But even us find it hard to keep them hydrated. But anyhow, this and many more. Let me involve our listeners as well, as I have not received any text message or WhatsApp. So at least, come on, guys. Give us hello or assalamu alaikum, or say Happy New Year to us, or share your New Year resolutions. Although both my brothers have not made one, I have made one. But I will share my one in a sec. But please get in touch with us by calling us on
Luton 01582 481822.
Perfect. Repeat again.
01582 481822.
And that's the number to call. And if you want to text or WhatsApp, you can
07779 481822.
Perfect. So you can text or WhatsApp on this number again.
07779 481822.
Perfect. And my first message has just arrived.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. Then my New Year resolution is I am now a vegetarian.
Okay.
Cool. I don't mind that. If you are a vegetarian, perfect. Vegetarian is good as well. Yeah. There are some good vegetarian diets which can keep you healthy and fit. Leo.
Yes, obviously plant-based foods he'll be eating. He'll be obviously taking the meat out now. What's just a quick question for the listener? What made you become a vegan, basically?
Brother or sister, whoever text me, please enlighten us or send us a message and inform us what make you New Year resolution as now you are a vegetarian.
Very quickly on the point of vegetarian, I want to make a big deal out of this, but vegetarian diet is a lot more better and more healthier for you than it is for the meat. The meat eating, they have actually done bodybuilders, strongman competitions, where they've actually done a survey and they've put people on a vegetarian diet. This was the other thing that this year I did sort of make, if you want to call it a New Year's resolution, would be that I am going to be doing a 3-month vegetarian diet. It's going to be hard for me because I do like my meat, but what they're saying is the meat involved in your body does make you lethargic. It makes you tired. The results showed on the survey they did that the athletes were performing a lot higher and better, which I found pretty amazing, to be quite honest. Somebody mentioned the program to me and a book that I read, and on there showed you what differences were between the performance of the athletes who were actually just vegetarian. And they weren't vegetarians, they were just put on a vegetarian diet for 3 to 6 months to see if that would affect their performance, and every single one of them increased compared to the ones that were actually having meat, chicken, eggs, things like this that they were having, which actually brought their performance down. So, great to find out that you are actually doing a vegetarian diet. Is it just a diet, or is he actually that person is actually a vegan now and stopped meat altogether?
The person replied back saying, I saw some news article and people saying it.
Yes.
I love my meat, especially chicken wings, but I heard it's good, so I will try for January, inshallah, and take it from there. And I also saw vegetarian hashtag on Twitters. I am a vegetarian, not a vegan.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
I agree with you, brother, because for me, becoming a vegetarian is even harder than that. Because yes, like both my brothers, I love my meat. And the only time when I do not have meat is when I'm going out and I'm not sure whether the meat is halal or have doubt any way, shape or form.
Good. Perfect.
I don't touch meat. I will go for vegetarian option. And if even in the vegetarian option, if I think that there might be some dodgy stuff, I try to avoid it completely. I just come back to my lovely, lovely water. Because people see me drinking water like I'm drinking tea.
And interestingly, so inshallah on the 16th of January, we're going to have some dietitians on the show, and they'll be looking at in terms of different types of diets and veganism, vegetarianism, etc. as well. And because it's taken off in a huge way, hasn't it? I mean, last year, I think I've seen so many vegan, vegetarian products now everywhere. It's really exploded. Whether it's for environmental reasons or health reasons, etc., etc. It's really a huge area. I mean, I know my mum for a long time has said to me that because I feel a bit embarrassed saying this. I at a time I was eating it every single day. I'd have it every single day. There wouldn't be a day where I'd just have, dal or something. It would be chicken or meat every day.
Mine's like that now. What about you?
Exactly.
Honestly, every day.
Well, not today, but definitely most of the days.
6 days out of 7 days for sure.
My New Year resolution is to reduce my weight. Yeah. And in order to do that, I'm going for, as you guys know, I work in NHS, and one of the things which NHS commissioners are about to do is to bring low-calorie diet plan, which is pretty much shake diet plans. So I thought, before I preach, let me try that. So I'm trying that for the month of January and see what difference it can bring in my body. Although I've gone through a similar process 10 years ago. So I said, why not, as a history of a decade, let's try it again.
10-year challenge.
10-year challenge. Yes, a decade challenge. Yes, indeed. So yeah, I'm going back to the roots. Because last time my challenge... in that last time challenge, I've reduced... around 22 kgs in 2 months' time, but then I've managed to maintain it for next 3 years. 2.5 years. Unfortunately, due to some personal circumstances, I lost the track and
back down again.
Well, not massively, but it gradually creep up, and unfortunately I'm now back to square zero.
I mean, I think big respect to this listener who's gone for it in terms of vegetarian. So what we've decided to do is have meat-free Monday. So on Mondays,
there's no meat.
It's not meat.
Wow.
And it's just easy to remember. But I mean, as I say, respect to the fact that they're going for the whole of January, are they?
Yes, the person is going for the whole January, and I absolutely respect you, brother. And to be honest, I love vegetarian diets in some ways, but then in order to make those vegetarian diets, it is a struggle. I must say it is a big struggle because it's not easy to carry out a proper vegetarian diet without having a proper vegetarian meals. And when I said proper vegetarian meals, I mean our desi meals. Exactly.
Especially when you go to weddings and,
Can't help it.
you know, start, come on.
Yeah.
It'd be rude not to.
Yeah, honestly.
Indeed. And on that note, I must say, wow, the time has passed so quickly. We are almost finishing the first half of the show. We just have a few seconds remaining towards the show. So, guys, I like your comments quickly. What do we want to discuss on the second half? Sully?
So I think it'd be good just to reflect on some of the topics that we covered last year that were well received, and so we're gonna highlight some of the topics that we covered last year, and also it'd be good to know from listeners what they would like from us in the future.
I think let the listeners decide what they want the second half of the program. If somebody could text us or call in, WhatsApp us, and we'll have a look through and see what we've got.
Indeed. So on the second half, or till the second half, text us, WhatsApp us. And let us know what do you like us to do for this particular year.
Any questions, anything that they have to do with fitness, just let us know.
Exactly. So this and many more after these very short messages.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Atif Nawaz. Listen to Inspire FM shows in your time by heading over to inspirefm.org or listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Any health advice given, whether general, diet, physical, or spiritual, is general only and must be verified by your doctor. If you need medical advice, please consult a doctor.
Assalamu alaikum and good evening to our listeners and viewers. Welcome back to the Inspire Health and Fitness Show. I'm your host Fahad Matin on today's show, and we are talking about new beginning with my fellow hosts, brother Leo and Suliman Rafiq. Assalamu alaikum, brothers. Good evening.
Salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
How are you guys?
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, alhamdulillah, we're fine, thank you.
How are you, Fahad?
Yes, that's the main question.
Alhamdulillah.
You've got more energy than both of us together. We're doing something right.
Yes, it's as I said, it's a new beginning. So new beginning means new beginning. So yeah, you can say in that sense. This program is broadcasting live from the studios of Inspire FM on 2nd of January 2020. And reaching our lovely people in Luton and surrounding areas of Luton like Dunstable, Harpenden, Bedford, and definitely from if you're listening us online from our Inspire FM web app, or if you're listening us through website, definitely, or if you are listening, if you want to view us or already viewing us through Facebook, then all you have to do is just go to your Facebook account and search for Inspire FM and just click the live link. So before we went on break, both my fellow hosts just said that let's discuss about different things, and on that topic we did say that let's ask our listeners as well what they want to see in the health and fitness show, how they like to be inspired and what they want to hear. So on that note, I want our listeners to be part of the show. I want your interaction by giving us a call or texting us or WhatsApping us, and the best number to call is
Luton 01582 481822.
And I ask you to repeat it again.
01582 481822.
And if you want to text or WhatsApp, what number to call? What number to text or WhatsApp?
07779 481822.
And I ask you to repeat again.
07779 481822.
Perfect. And it's not. And guys, come on, get in touch with us. Perfect. I love that. Whenever I said something, I see some text message popping on my screen, which is really, really nice. One of the brothers just asking, do you classify fish as meat? Leo, it's your topic. Come on.
Yes, in my opinion, fish is meat. It is it's the flesh of an animal which we consume. So yes, even though certain religious issues people have, they don't classify fish as meat. It is actually a meat.
Sully, what's your take on that?
So I know people like at work and stuff where so I know colleagues at work where they, for example, have said that they won't eat meat, but they'll eat fish, and so I think they call that pescatarian. And so, I mean, I think one of the things that we would probably all agree on is generally in our culture we eat way too much meat. It's just common, isn't it? And so, particularly when you go to people's houses, etc., etc., and generally speaking, Leo, please come in on this, is fish is generally healthier than a lot of the other meats that you could eat. So I think that's another reason why some people prefer to try and just eat fish.
Yeah, I agree totally.
And I must say, people who eat fish, because fish is one of the major source of omega-3, which is really, really good for our brain development and brain activities and brain cell, keep our brain cell alive. And people who have going into dementia or things like that, they normally give them supplements which has high levels of omega-3 to keep them retaining their memories and keep them alive memory-wise, brain-wise. So in terms of the, as Leo, you are a residential diet expert, and you are qualified nutritionist and dietitianist. Thank you so much. My tongue is...
It's actually dietitian. It's okay.
As you are our dietitian. So enlighten us about fish meat.
Yeah, very, very good. Yeah, the oilier the fish, normally the better for yourselves. They're high in omega-3, high in omega-6 as well. So these are different contents that they actually contain. Very good for the skin. So it's very good for memory. I remember many years ago, I think I mentioned before once, there was capsules that they actually made that they gave for children. Improves the IQ level, right? Fish oils, they're very expensive. I still remember this. I did buy them and give them to the kids. I don't know if they worked, to be honest, but I did nevertheless get them. And fish is very, very important part of your diet. A lot of people I do know, they complain about the smell of the fish, and I have to agree with that. I find the smell pretty offensive at times, but it is very good, and I think yes, fish should be part of your regular diet.
My mom used to do is to wash the fish and then put some vinegar on top of the fish, and then keep it in for like good half an hour to an hour, which kills the smell. And when you fried it afterwards, you don't have that same awkward smell. It kills the smell. It has a very good flavor as well.
Oh wow!
And same thing she does when she make it a salad out of it. And we loves it. In fact, there are times when I have made fish curry. I asked my wife to make. I didn't make fish curry. My wife did. And I took to my workplace, and I was having food, and they were saying, "Oh, what a nice curry! What you having?" And I said, "Fish." And they said, "Are you sure? Because we can't smell anything. All we can smell is like some nice, lovely, tasty curry in terms of like a meat curry or something like that." And I said, "No, it's a fish curry." So they said, Something
It is
fish.
me.
There's something fishy about it.
That's exactly what I was just going to say.
So, alhamdulillah, yes. So, Solly, what's your experience with fishes?
Yes, as I say, I think generally it's seen as being quite healthy. I know a lot of the brothers who train see it as a good source of protein, rather than
Definitely.
just trying to chug the shakes and stuff all the time. You can have some tuna or salmon and this kind of stuff. So I know, it's one of those nice things. It's commonly agreed on. There's, that fish is good for you, and it's important part of a balanced diet as well. And so, alhamdulillah, we're lucky here in Luton. We've got lots of fishmongers and local fish shops, etc. as well.
Indeed.
So there's no lack of fresh fish.
All frozen ones.
Sorry?
All frozen ones.
All frozen ones. And alhamdulillah, it's nice. And I'm lucky. I like the taste of it. I don't.
Alhamdulillah. Now, one of the very good things about fish, as we are on the topic of fish, the way we normally have, one of the things which I have done last year, midway through the year, is that we in our family we start pushing ourselves to at least have 1 day fish day, just like yourself, like not Monday, but any of the days when we will have fish at least.
It's got to be Friday, right? Friday.
Well,
fish.
not necessarily, but we tried our level best to have at least 1 day when we have fish in our diet. Or at least I tried my level best and managed to achieve it quite a bit, alhamdulillah. But then again, it as it says that it is really, really necessary to incorporate fishes, as Brother Leo mentioned.
Yeah, I'd probably recommend it a little bit more than once a week, maybe every other day, 3 times a week. Fish is probably one of the best sources of protein. I mean, chicken's very high as well, but when it comes to the meat, if you classify fish as meat, fish is a lot better.
Indeed. While on the topic of fishes, let's ask our listeners as well what they want to hear from us in the next year. So, listeners, if you want to be part of this show, lovely show, please do get in touch with us and enlighten us with your views, your topics which you want to listen or hear or want to see throughout the course of this year. And definitely, we'd love your comments on what happened. How did you class the topics last year? If you have seen any, please get in touch by calling us on
Luton 01582 481822.
And if I ask you to repeat the number?
01582 481822.
And if somebody wants to text or WhatsApp us, what the number they will try?
On 07779 481822.
And Leo, what's the repeat one?
77794. Finish off the rest for me, my friend.
481822.
Perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. By all means, I'm not putting you guys on the spot. It's not my way of putting it.
even though you have.
Hey, I love putting people on the spot.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
we know that.
But it's not malicious. I always try to be
we know that.
as calm as possible. I do receive a text message from a listener says this health and fitness show on Inspire FM has really inspired me to this health and fitness show on Inspire FM. Oh, sorry, my mistake. I was listening and reading wrongly. This health and fitness show on Inspire FM has really inspired me to look after my family's health. So I would say that will be my New Year resolution for the year, to have a healthier lifestyle. Indeed, yes, we all need to have something like this as a New Year resolution, and we should have a healthy lifestyle. And definitely, Brother Leo has some program planned in. In fact, he was earlier we were talking about, because while on this topic, let's discuss something else as well. Because yes, today I'm presenting the show, but on every single first show of the month, it will be presented by Brother Leo. And next month, Brother Leo, what will be your planned topic?
Well, we're hoping to talk a little bit more about the diet plans of people that how to eat healthy. At the same time, maybe incorporate some exercise for them. So quite basic, really. So it's a generalization of how to stay fit. Amount of calories consumed compared to how many calories used in order to maintain a healthy, balanced diet, really, and a healthy body.
And definitely, as I mentioned earlier, Brother Leo will be leading all the first shows of the month. So every single month, the very first Thursday of the month will be a show done by Brother Leo. And in those shows, well, as Brother Leo said, the next February one, which will be on 6th of February 2020 will be on basically healthy lifestyle and healthy diet, and exercise, healthy diet and healthy exercise, and likewise he will be continue doing all the topics on the trains of fitness and health and diet plans. So every first Thursday of the month will be Brother Leo show. And I think so. He also mentioned that you wanted to do specific women's only shows as well, where women's fitness will be highlighted, swimming will be highlighted, kids fitness will be highlighted. You were mentioning about that?
Yes, and hopefully get a guest in who can obviously speak on that side and help the females to maybe encourage them to come to gym or train at home on how to, and maybe ask for advice from her. So yes, that is the future plans that we've got coming in.
Indeed. And brother Suliman Rafiq always do the third Thursday of the month, and also help me to do when I cannot do the show as well. So Suli, what's your plans?
Yeah, so alhamdulillah, inshallah, we've got January and February lined up in terms of some good guests. And what was nice that we had feedback from the studio here of Inspire FM around the top 3 shows that we had last year. And so it was interesting. The number one was around healthy parenting, which I was surprised about. In terms of given the topics that we've covered, healthy parenting was a popular show. So inshallah we will
popularly downloaded show on
downloaded, on podcast. Yeah, absolutely.
So we it's a good thing you just highlighted that, because we have a series of podcasts, and Health and Fitness Show is one of those podcast show which been put it on a podcast on different platforms of podcasts. What they were like?
Spotify. iPlayer
and so forth.
And one more,
Yeah. So there are 2-3 podcast players where you can easily download our show, as well as you can watch us or view us whenever you want on Facebook. And alhamdulillah, every single show on Facebook which we have presented, put it on, I must say, every single show pretty much have 500 plus viewing, minimum, plus minus, most days. So, and there are some days when it goes up beyond 1,000 plus viewers who have viewed the show. But then there are some shows, but on most occasions it's around 500 plus views. And sorry, you were saying about the future shows.
Yeah. So, and another one was around. A lot of people, like friends and family, they're spoken about sugar, people trying to cut out sugar, sugar addiction, and this kind of thing as well. So we were looking to bring some guests in to talk about that. And finally, another one that I'd be interested in doing would be around sleep. I know that's
not sleeping here, are you?
I'm not sleeping here, no. But unfortunately, more and more, it's becoming more and more of a common reason why people are going to see their doctor, that they're unable to sleep. And so it's a real, I think nowadays with, phones and social media and a lot of these kind of things, a lot of more people now are struggling to get good quality sleep for the recommended kind of 7 to 8 hours. So, but as we all said at the beginning, what would be really nice is for listeners to tell us what viewers, they would like, because we obviously work in this area, so we have very kind of tunnel vision in relation to what we think is important. But what's nice is when listeners say to us, actually, have you thought about doing a show on X, Y, or Z topic. And alhamdulillah, thanks to Fahad Bhai, you have a lot of contact with GPs and healthcare professionals as well. So you're able to bring those kind of high quality guests in as well. If there is a topic that we aren't a specialist in, then we can look to bring someone in for that. And so this is the show. This isn't our show. This is Inspire. This is the community show. And
Indeed.
so really we're going to be led by them in relation to what they would like us to talk about.
Indeed.
But alhamdulillah, like you said, overall it's gone really well, and mashallah, Leo and I help out, but really brother Fahad, mashallah, he's run this show now for however many years, and he's always reminding us, that we need to make sure that we got our ducks in line, and mashallah, how many years you've been doing this now, Fahad?
Almost 7 years.
Mashallah, you've been doing it for 7 years, and I know, I don't think I didn't appreciate before I got involved how much goes on behind the scenes. This is the easy part now, the hour on 6 to 7, but behind the scenes, getting quality guests, getting important topics, getting people to come on at all, persuading them on how they do that, and mashallah,
and it's all free. We all here for free. We did not get a single penny. All we get is the duas from all the listeners.
Inshallah. And we do need the duas of our listeners.
Yes, please, guys.
This is something which we definitely need. Duas from every single one, and definitely if we are the only reason for me doing this show, and this is something which is a bit kind of a main cornerstone for the show, and sometimes people ask me why you do this show, or what is about the show. So I always say that if I say executive summary or one-line summary about the show, is the main purpose of this show is to provide general community awareness and education towards health and social care to our public and listeners of Luton, and definitely listeners of whoever listening us. This is our main purpose, to create community awareness, information about where they can get all the necessary services, how can they get it, how they can look after their health and fitness, and definitely their families.
And mashallah, one thing as well is that we try our level best to do the show live. I always say to Fahad, I say, come on Fahad, let me just do pre-recorded, and it'll be easier for me, etc. But mashallah, the quality of the show comes from when we have listeners who are able to engage, and they can only engage on a live show. So the reason why we do it live, please tell us, why is it so important?
Well, when you are doing a live show, you will have a guest either in front of us or over the phone who are giving us real life information. People who are listening us live can ask the questions. I have there are listeners who call me. For example, I was sitting with Dr. Shanaz Akbar, who's a gynecologist, talking about IVF and things like that, and the problems which people face. All of a sudden, a brother just texted me regarding the problem with his wife. And this is just a very current example 2 weeks ago. And luckily, both of them managed to get hold of each other and get the problem resolved. And now the brother knows what necessary steps to take, what he need to go and ask the GP to get the necessary referrals, or where the referrals need to go to. He did not know about that. How can a guy like us know about anything to do about fertility? And most of the time, our women's are quite shy to go in front of a GP and ask those things unless they're female GPs. And even then, it's really hard. So this is one of the basic examples. There are times when parents called when you were doing a parenting show. Okay, there are times when, if you remember, Leo, when you were talking about the martial art and self-defense class, and all of a sudden that person called at a very last second and said, you are showing us our kids to hit, and you explained that no, it's not hitting, it's self-defensing, in a sense that if somebody attacks you, how do you defend? And if
at the end of the show,
exactly,
that
was a very last 60 seconds, and you try to answer that. Those kind of basic things which we normally try to highlight. And this is a very unique show. This is one of the very first show on Inspire FM where we have done live show in terms of live demonstration of how to do certain things. This is one of the very, very first show when we have done things like touch the topics of mental health in a very different way, or touch the gynecological subjects in a very different way, touch drugs and alcohol, which we never thought we have discussed about it. We have there are some new. One of the listeners says, "Have you know about READ?" And I said, "What is READ?" And then the person explained, and I said, "Who's the best person I can get in touch?" And he gave me certain details about a few of the people, and I came to know that READ is one of the third most common disease in UK after learning after Alzheimer's and so forth. And I was completely gobsmacked. That this is one of the very common ones. I'm already on the NHS, working in NHS, and I did not heard about it. And then when I start researching, yes, it was popping up all over the places. So there are things which is very, very common, and we do not know. And at the end, I must say that yes, this is something which we do want our listeners, yourselves, to get in touch with us. If you can't directly get in touch with us, call Inspire FM, leave your message, your details if you want to listen to our topic. If you are a person, a healthcare professional, because one of the common things about our show is that we always have an healthcare professional on our show. Either they are doctors, nurses, consultants, even if they are health professionals, qualified dietitians like yourself, Leo, qualified exercise person like yourself, healthcare commissioners like yourself, Suliman, or myself. So we always have guests who have a theoretical degree behind ourselves, but we always say that please get in touch with your GPs before applying those advices. Have a word with your GPs, because every single individual is different, isn't it, Soli?
Absolutely, yeah. Everyone. So we're going to give general advice, and alhamdulillah, we're quite lucky in Luton that there's a lot of services that are available. It's just that not a lot of people know about them. So as you rightly said, always speak to your.
So if I quickly, as we are completely finishing our show in about 30 seconds, if I ask you guys to conclude by giving a quick short message, what will be your message, Soli?
Just Jazakallah khair to the listeners. Please keep us in your du'as. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Jazakallah khair to Fahad, who runs the show. We help out where we can, and let us know what you want to hear about in 2020, and drink some more water.
Exactly, indeed. Leo,
you know what, I agree with exactly what he said. All I can add on to what he just brother added on, was to say add on the exercise and just mix up the healthy diet side. When I say diet, just the food, the carbohydrates, the proteins, the amount that you have in a day, so the calories that you consume, make sure that they are used basically, rather than storing the calories to put on the extra weight.
Indeed. And on that note, I must say thank you so much for both my hosts who have supported me throughout the way, and they have, without this show is not possible. So next month, Leo, you will be doing show on
or be general exercise as well as fitness, so anything to do with diets as well as your exercises.
And Soli, you're doing next show on 16th about
children's diets and pediatrician dietetics. Yeah,
indeed. And next week I will be doing lung health check show with Dr. Abu Bakr. So please, wherever you're listening from us, get in touch with us, keep us informed with your positive views, and remember us in your du'as. Until next week, I'm your host Fahad Matin with my co-hosts.
Thank you, Leo. Wa alaikum salam, brothers.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Why not tune in to our live stream at inspirefm.org and follow and subscribe to our social media platforms at Inspire FM Luton.